Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob, and welcome back to episode number 16 of the New Orleans Pelicans MyLeague series here on NBA 2K20. Tonight our Pelicans will be back at home facing a very familiar foe in we saw last episode, being the Memphis Grizzlies. Now just because this is a familiar foe, this is a very different New Orleans Pelicans team, as they're in a very different situation from the last time we see them, and now have a new coach as well as a new player on the team who you can see in the background. Michael Porter Jr. will be making his Pelicans debut tonight. Barney Rowe is now the head coach as well for the New Orleans Pelicans, thanks to Alvin Gentry being fired after a less than stellar trip this season. Take a look at the starting lineups. Grizzlies, a lot of the same since last episode, except Grayson Allen will be on the bench and Dylan Brooks will be starting at the shooting guard position. We will see Grayson Allen. He's just not starting tonight. He is not hurt or anything. As tip-off is underway, and Jonas Valanciunas wins the tip for the Grizzlies, and this game is off and started. Grizzlies, one of the worst teams in the league, the only team I think worse than us in the Western Conference, as us, the Grizzlies, and the Wizards make up the top three lottery projections in this coming draft. As we see Brooks backing down Holiday in the paint. Holiday, very good defender, but Brooks trying to get started early now that he's back in the starting lineup. He goes up and over Holiday, and he's able to score his first points of the game, as it's now 2-0 Grizzlies. Pelicans made a lot of moves as they obviously traded for Michael Porter Jr., who we will see tonight. He is not starting, but the Pelicans, they traded a top 10 protected first-round pick this coming year, as well as Nicolo Melli, to the Memphis Grizzlies for Michael Porter Jr., as well as a 2024 first-round draft pick as well. So a first-round draft pick way down the line, but the thing is they have a top 10 protected pick this year that they traded. Pelicans, one of the worst teams in the league, don't really expect to fall out of the top 10, so they felt very confident making that trade, as we just saw a three-pointer from the Grizzlies. It is now 5-2 Memphis here in the first minute of this game. Jrue Holiday with the ball, Lonzo back starting at point guard position. We see Ball, Holiday, Redick, Ingram, and Zion on the floor as they're going a little smaller with Zion starting at the 5, as JJ Redick misses a jump shot from the side. Crowder pushing it down the paint. He's fouled by Ingram, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. So this Grizzlies team trying to get off to a very hot start. Very slow starters last time we saw them out, as the Pelicans did pick up the win in that one. Grizzlies did come back late, but they ended up holding on for the victory. You can go see that episode. That was the previous episode, so don't forget to go check out that one, as well as hit that subscribe button down below if you want more NBA and MLB content. Back away from the plug. Crowder made his first free throw. Crowder will go for his second free throw, and he will knock that one down as well. So now we have a 7-2 Grizzlies lead here in the early going. Pelicans have been very notorious slow starters this year, but I've seen to pick it up recently as Holiday pulls up for the little mid-range. He knocks that one down. So Holiday getting on the board, 7-4 now for the Grizzlies. Holiday averaging 19.6 points per game, about in line with what he was a year ago. Still playing at a very top level here for New Orleans, one of their top scorers on the team. As we see Morant's trying to drive now, and Zion got a little switch. He has to kick it out to Brooks. He gives it to Jaren Jackson Jr., who's now trying to back down Ingram with a little drop step action. Gets around him, but misses the hook shot. As Ingram with the rebound will give it to Ball. Here come the Pelicans pushing. Had Zion on the paint for a second. Didn't give it to Zion. I don't think he saw him. Holiday now at the top calls for a screen from Zion. He tries to draw left on Brooks. Gets past his man, goes up, but is blocked from behind by Valanciunas. Now Crowder has the rebound, pushing it up to Brooks. He's going to pull up from 3 and miss the three-pointer as Ball hustles down that rebound. Very back-and-forth action here in the early going. Both teams pushing the pace early on. Holiday will give it to Ingram on the right block. He goes up past for the hook shot and knocks that one down. So now 7-6 here for the Grizzlies. As you take a look, Pelicans did win that last outing. Shot 49% from the field. Had 37 bench points. Was a big contributor as to why they were able to hold on to that game. As Jaren Jackson misses. We didn't see a lot of Jaren Jackson as well in the last outing thanks to some foul trouble. As Zion's trying to go all the way to the rack, and he's met by Ja in the paint, but gets the shot to go. Zion Williamson, look at his stats so far this year. 24 points per game at home, about 20 points per game on the road. He would be the leading Rookie of the Year vote getter, but he did miss a good chunk of the season, so that is Ja Morant right now, who is leading the league. We think will be the Rookie of the Year. As Pelicans have an 8-7 lead now. Crowder inbounding the ball, trying to get it inside. Here's Jaren Jackson on the outside. Brooks going to pull up again from three-pointer, and again he's going to miss. And again, Ingram's going to get the rebound now. He gives it up to Redick. Redick trying to push the ball up the court. He gives it back to Ingram. Ingram's trying to drive on Ja. He's got Ja on him. Does get inside, gets a little help from Valanciunas, so he misses, but gets his rebound somehow off the tip from Zion. Goes up with it this time. He's able to take Ja one-on-one and gets that one to go. So now 10-7 here for the Pelicans with 8:25 to go in the quarter. Grizzlies are going to call timeout, try to get themselves together here in the first quarter. We'll catch you up a little later after the timeout. As we're back here a little later in the first quarter, 6:25 to go. Pelicans now have a 4-point lead thanks to a free throw by Ingram, as it's 15-11 halfway through the first quarter. Both teams looking pretty strong, pretty back and forth, pretty tight in this one. Nobody pulling away yet as Ja Morant gives the ball back up to Brooks. Brooks being guarded by Redick, trying to figure out what he wants to do with the ball. A lot of movement off ball. As Brooks, he is starting in this one. He put up 22 points in the win in their last outing at New York. As that's a 3-ball right there for Jay Crowder, the former Celtic and Cav, trying to get going as he cuts the lead down to 1. But Dillon Brooks, he was coming off the bench last time, but he had a very solid outing, so he is now in the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. You see Michael Porter Jr. up on the court now. He tries to get inside and draws a foul. So Michael Porter Jr. in his first action in a Pelicans uniform. We see him go to the line for 1. He misses the first free throw. So he's averaging 11.8 points per game. The former first-round pick out of Missouri kind of just fell out of favor with Denver. He obviously had those back problems, and he just wasn't getting a lot of minutes out there in Denver, so I guess he was very expendable, so we tried to capitalize on being a young team, and now Michael Porter Jr. is a New Orleans Pelican. As Ja Morant has the ball, he's being guarded by Lonzo, gets a screen for Valanciunas, tries to go left, he gets ripped by Lonzo. Williamson's able to recover, he's trying to push the paint, he's got a, he actually gets fouled, so thankfully Jaren Jackson with another dumb foul on his end, and now he will have to go to the bench. So back-to-back games for Jaren Jackson Jr. we've seen where he has been in foul trouble. So very talented player, just never really on the court, it seems like. As our Pelicans do lead by 2, we got some substitutions. Derek Favors comes in as well as Josh Hart. And Michael Porter Jr. this time getting a screen from Favors. Can't really do much with it. He's trying to drive. He has to give it up to Favors, who gives it up to Ball. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets a screen from Favors. Ball's going to attempt the mid-range. He's going to miss the mid-range. And that ball's rebounded by Dillon Brooks. Brooks pushing it up to the left side. He passes it to the right side to Josh Jackson, the former Sun, who's now trying to drive on Porter and Favors. And he's actually going to be fouled by Favors, and he will go to the line for 2. Josh Jackson, a very similar situation as Michael Porter was in Denver. He was a very high draft pick by Phoenix, but just kind of fell out of favor with them. And he was traded to this Memphis Grizzlies lineup, which you see a lot of substitutions. Grayson Allen coming in for Memphis. You see Jahlil Okafor coming in for New Orleans, who I assume is for Brandon Ingram. It is. And now Josh Jackson will go to the line for his second free throw, try to tie this one up. And he will miss the second free throw, so Pelicans still hold on to a 1-point lead here, 16-15 with 5 minutes left to go in the first. Lonzo gets inside. He gives it up to Jahlil, who gives it up to Favors. He's being guarded by a much smaller Brooks. They don't really take advantage of it. Instead, he goes for a screen. Josh Hart trying to get in the paint, trying to get something going. Lonzo is going to take a corner 3. He's going to miss that one. And Josh Jackson with the rebound. Here come the Grizzlies, the former Duke Blue Devil, Grayson Allen on the right side. College basketball's favorite man. He gets inside, gets all up in against another former Duke, and that's Jahlil Okafor, and is able to get that one to go up and over him. So Grizzlies off to a very solid start, shooting 50%. Pelicans shooting 46% in their own right. So both teams very efficient with their shooting as Josh Hart goes for a shot. No, he gives it inside to Jahlil. Now he's trying to back down Valanciunas. Looks like he's pretty successful. Tried to go up and under, nothing there. Michael Porter Jr. now with a kick out, long 2, and is able to get that one to go. So Michael Porter Jr. with a solid jump shot puts the Pelicans lead up by 1. Grayson Allen bringing the ball up the court here for Memphis, being guarded by Hart. He's going to give it up to another former Duke Blue Devil, and Tyus Jones. He's going to take a long 2, about the same spot Porter Jr. did. He misses that one. Lonzo with the ball now, pushing it back up the court. He has a cutting Favors. Favors doesn't cut all the way to the basket, however, and that's a costly turnover there for the Pelicans. Grayson Allen being guarded by Josh Hart gives it up to Jackson, who's ripped by Porter Jr., so good defense by the former Tiger. Lonzo waits for his team, goes up for an alley-oop, but Okafor unable to get up and grab that one. As it's now going the other way, Allen's going to take it all the way to the rack with a little floater, but he misses. Good defense by the veteran Favors. And now Lonzo's pushing out the court. Very fast-paced action here in the early going. So both teams really pushing the pace. As Favors now has it on the low block. This is a mismatch, but he gets a little bit of help, and he throws the ball out of bounds. Good defense there by the Grizzlies. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. They actually take the lead now, as it's now 26-23. Now a little later into the second quarter, it's now 41-40 Memphis, as we see some substitutions. Etuan Moore coming off. We have Jrue Holiday at the line. Both teams just going back and forth in this one. Nobody able to pull away as we're halfway through the second now. Grizzlies very much playing a very lot better than we saw them last time. As we see Josh Jackson now with the ball. He gives it up to Dylan Brooks. Brooks has Redick on him. Veteran still got some in the tank. Gives up to Crowder. He's got a little fadeaway action from Ingram. Is able to get that one to go. So nice shot by Jay Crowder over the very rangy Brandon Ingram. Not much better defense he could play right there. The Grizzlies are just hitting their shots this game. Jrue Holiday tries to drive, gives it up to Zion, who's being guarded by No.2 overall pick Ja Morant. He really bullies him inside and is able to get that one to go. So Zion Williamson able to bully his way inside as we take a look once again at his stats at home. 24 points per game, 1.5 steals, 9.1 rebounds. He's just been an absolute beast so far in his career. That's a illegal screen by Jay Crowder, and the ball is going to go the other way. Let's take a look at Derek Favors. Talked about the veteran earlier. Look at his rebound numbers, up to 10.2 rebounds per game this year. Trying to play for another contract. He is on a one-year contract. There have been rumors where he wants to test free agency this year. He's been very solid so far for us. We do have Jackson Hayes and Jahlil Okafor as well on the bench, a couple of young guns. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the center position, as well as Zion Williamson being able to play the center position. But I think he's more equipped for the power forward spot. We'll see what happens as the offseason comes closer and closer, and this Pelicans team looks like, well, definitely doesn't look like they're making the playoffs. But back to the action now, 43-42 game here, 4 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the first half. Grizzlies passing the ball all around the floor. Looks like they're going 3 out, 2 in right now. Morant's got to take a deep three with the shot clock winding down, is unable to get that one to go. Ingram's able to corral the rebound, tries to drive on Crowder, no luck, gives up to Holiday in the corner, misses the pull-up three-pointer. And now the Grizzlies going back the other way. Jrue Holiday, 7 points so far in this game. He's only shooting 2 for 7. Does have a steal. I'd like to see Jrue pick it up here in the second half. As Jaren Jackson Jr. has it. He's back on the court this time going against Ingram as well. With another post, this time a hook fadeaway over Ingram. And he's able to get that one to go as well. So Ingram playing very solid defense, but just better offense beats better defense. As now Jrue Holiday tries to drive inside on Crowder. Has to back this one out. No success there. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. He's trying to go isolation on him. He does get past him a little bit and is able to get the contact layup to go. So Jrue Holiday now got 9 points off of the make. So maybe he's heating up. Maybe he's not. He does have 1 assist so far in this game. We hope he can heat up in the second half. Here's Ja Morant. He's trying to drive, but good hands by Jrue Holiday on the switch. He's able to deflect that one. Always a great defender. He now brings it up the other way, gets in the paint, gives up to a cutting Redick, but he's swatted by Morant. And now he will be fouled as well. And that's going to take us to the end of the first half. Grizzlies are up on this one 53-50. Very close game here in New Orleans. Who will pull away in the second half? You'll have to find out when we return. Take a look at some of the stats so far in the first half. Grizzlies shooting 54%. Pelicans shooting 44%. JJ Redick does not have 13 assists. That's just a little glitch. But the Grizzlies shooting very solid so far. So are the Pelicans, but I don't know, for some reason the Grizzlies just unable to be stopped. As we have JJ Redick getting open off ball. That's going to tie this game up within the first 10 seconds. JJ Redick with a corner three. Another former Duke Blue Devil who's on the court right now. Lots of those so far. As Dylan Brooks is going to pass it up to Ja Morant as we have a tie game. And we got another illegal screen. This time Jaren Jackson picking up his 4th foul of the game. He's got to cut those down. He's very young, so maybe he has time to learn, but we'd like to see him cut those down for his sake as we took a look at some of the front court leaders so far for the All-Star race, which is coming up. That'll be in a couple episodes. We will watch the All-Star game, watch the challenge games, the three-point contest, the dunk contest. That'll be a lot of fun, but right now, back in this action, JJ Redick has the ball being guarded by Crowder. He's going to give it up to Ingram on a kind of a wild pass. Now Ball has it. He's looking for a screen. He's trying to get inside. Goes over Morant with the right hand, but unable to get it to go. Ball's got a nice solid 6'6" frame, but for some reason has not been able to, create a jump shot so far in his career. As now Redick has the ball. He's pushing it up. being guarded by Dillon. He has to give it up to Zion. Zion's on the post. Looks like he's trying to drive on Jaren Jackson. He knows he has 4 fouls, but no, he gives it up to Ingram. A good defense by J. Crowder just to knock Ingram off the spot. He does get by him, though, however, and will draw the foul from Jaren Jackson. So that's 5 already for Jaren Jackson Jr., and Ingram will go to the line for 2. Ingram knocks down the first one. He's got 7 points so far in this game, 4 rebounds. Another solid, interesting player to watch. He is a free agent this year. He is a restricted free agent, so he can match whatever he is offered, but I assume Brandon Ingram will get solid money this offseason. There have been rumors as well that he has been discontent so far in New Orleans. He kind of wants to win, and obviously we haven't had a lot of that this year as we sit at 15-33. And so we'll see what happens with him. That's another reason why we picked up Michael Porter Jr. is because he is a very solid insurance policy in case we don't want to bring back Brandon Ingram, as we just missed a 3-pointer there for the Grizzlies. They go back up by 1. So they have a cross-court pass to Redick. He thought about trying to pull a 3 of his own. He gets the screen from Zion. He's going to pull it from about the free throw line, misses that one. So if it's inside the 3-point line, he's probably not going to knock down that jump shot. Interesting. But here comes Clark. He's trying to drive on Ingram, the aforementioned guy we just talked about. But he's going to pull it back to the line, try to get something to go on. A lot of congestion there at the top of the key. Clark gets past Ingram. He tried to go for a strip, but misses the layup. Good rebound by Lonzo. Good help defense by Zion. He's orchestrating the fast break. That ball is deflected out of bounds. We're going to say it went off Ingram and be the Grizzlies' ball. Interesting play, but we're going to skip ahead to the halfway mark of the third quarter. It's now a 67-61 Memphis lead. And the Pelicans now have the ball. Holiday in particular. He's trying to drive on Crowder. He kind of has the advantage so far, but very good defense by Brooks to meet him. He tries to go up and over Brooks and can't go up and over Brooks, as now he has a wide open lane to the whole lane to the basket. A good defense by Jrue Holiday to stop him. Dillon Brooks, 11 points so far in this game, shooting 4 for 11. Not very good field goal percentage, but he is shooting 3 for 7 from the 3-point line. So good contribution here from Dillon Brooks. He is trying to make the most of his starter minutes later in the season, as that's a missed 3-pointer by Ja Morant. The ball is quickly advanced up to Jrue. Jrue has Dillon Brooks on him. He's going to pull it to favor. He's going to pull a quick jump shot and knock that one down before Jay Crowder can rotate. Good awareness to knock that one down on the rotating defense. As Pelicans shooting 5 for 11 so far in the second half. Shooting a lot more, percentage better than the Grizzlies, but they have more shot attempts, and that's not going to help, as that's another 3 ball for Brooks. That puts him at 14 for the game, and the Grizzlies go up by 7. Probably one of the biggest leads so far of the game for Memphis as they start to pull away. 7-point lead now. Holiday is going to step back. That's a very long 2. We wish he could have stepped his right foot behind the line, but nonetheless, he does knock down the long 2 and cut this to a 5-point lead. Pelicans shooting 50% so far in this quarter, 6 for 12 to be exact, as Josh Jackson tries to drive on Etwan Moore. Gives it up to Ball. Ball gets screened by Valanciunas. A very good screen. They find Brooks in the corner for 3, and he misses that one. So a little hot. Tried to take advantage of the hot hand, unable to do so. As now Favors has the ball at the 3-point line. He's going to give it up to Holiday, who has Brooks on him. Gets the screen from Jrue Holiday. Holiday's going to pull it from mid-range. He's going to knock that one down 9 times out of 10. Nice solid shot from Jrue. He's now got 15 points per game this game and is shooting 50% from the field goal. So Jrue Holiday has picked it up in the third quarter. Unfortunately, his team has not been able to, and that's an alley-oop pass to Valanciunas. Can't have that happen. A little breakdown of the defense, and that extends the Grizzlies' lead back up to 5. As Ball gets past Morant, a lot of congestion in the paint. He's got a cutting Favors. Favors is going to take a 3-pointer. Don't see that very often. He misses, and Brooks with the rebound. Brooks met by Holiday one-on-one at the top of the paint. He gets past Holiday and gets absolutely whacked by Jrue Holiday, who will send Brooks for the line. Not a bad foul, but we are going to cut to the end of the third quarter. Grizzlies do lead this one 81-73 as they pull to 8, and we now advance halfway through the fourth quarter, and they now have a 9-point lead, 95-86. So Grizzlies starting to slowly pull away here in the second half. Time is running out for the Pelicans to get back in this one. Only 5 minutes left to go in this game. Ingram now has the ball in the paint, trying to back down his man. No luck. Gives it up to Ball. He's going to get a screen. Try to go right side. Fall into his right jump shot. Unable to get that one to go. That ball rattled off the rim quite a few times. As now Brooks being guarded by Holiday. He's driving on Holiday. Gets past Holiday. A lot of bodies in the paint. Jaren Jackson Jr. on the top of the key. He's had a very solid game despite his 5 fouls to be watched out for. And Morant just takes it straight to Lonzo. Unable to get it to go, but does get his rebound. Dylan Brooks now on the right side. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. They got Josh Jackson. They got to have to put up a shot. They're trying to get Morant open. Unable to do so. He's got 2 seconds to put up a shot. Trying to step back on Lonzo. Absolutely misses everything. I guess he clipped the rim because they did not call a shot clock violation. And there's Zion cutting to the paint. Good offense by Zion to find the open cut and take it to the basket. So now it's a 7-point lead here with 4:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Time is running out on these Pelicans. Morant guarded by Ball, trying to find something. I guess wow, it's a wide open Valanciunas in the paint. There must have been a very solid screen on Zion to get him that open, as that now gives him a double-double for the game. 12 points, 10 rebounds for Valanciunas, who is in the All-Star voting running. So far it would not be in the game, but had a very solid year for Memphis, as that's a miss for the Pelicans, as they are now down by 9. Brooks has the ball. Holiday with a wild block shot, but thankfully Brooks does miss the floater. He corrals the rebound. Holiday does, and he's trying to drive on Brooks, trying to get inside, unable to do so. Calls for a screen from Zion. Tries to step it behind the three-point line. No, gives it up to Redick, who gives it up to Ingram. Ingram's now got 7 seconds to shoot. He's trying to drive. Pulls away, fading to his right side. Knocks down one of those of his own. He's had that been going against him all game and decides, what you can do, I can do better, as he now has 12 points on the game. As we saw Jaren Jackson Jr., 16 points despite his 5 fouls. So putting together a very solid game as Ja Morant with a very tough shot. What a shot by Ja, as that's now a 99 to 90 point lead for Memphis with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We're going to stay with you guys through the timeout, see if the Pelicans can come back in this one, as their time is dwindling under 3 minutes now. Jrue Holiday has the ball, kind of wasting some clock trying to go ISO, is met by Jaren. Good switch. Ball gets absolutely swatted by Ja Morant, and now tries to get up to Ingram, who has Brooks on him and goes over Brooks, but unable to get that one to fall. That ball rattled in and out. Unfortunate here for the Pelicans. Brook is bent by Lonzo on the other end. He gets past Lonzo, goes for the floater, and one. Lonzo with the foul on Brooks. He will go to the line to try to finish his 3-point play. Dylan Brooks, very solid. I've been very impressed by what I've seen out of Dylan Brooks now that he's in the starting lineup. A little questionable to see them pull Grayson Allen out of the starting lineup, but considering he had a very solid game against us, but Dylan Brooks has made the most of his minutes. That's an interesting foul by Ja Morant and a reach in, as Memphis is up by 12 with 2.5 to go. Time does seem like it's running out. This is a very important possession for the Pelicans. They have Lonzo isolated. Tries to go up and over Jaren Jackson. Good defense as the very larger man is able to get the stop there. Josh Jackson pull up from deep 2. Unable to get it to go, but does get his rebound. Valanciunas finds the ball. Good swat by Favors, but now Jaren Jackson has the ball and he's able to put it in. So now a 14-point lead for the Grizzlies. Very unfortunate possession for the Pelicans, as this game seems like it's going out of reach. 14-point lead now. This is just ballooned, and that's a foul. We're going to take actually to the end of this game. Memphis does win 111-97. They just pulled away here late in the fourth quarter. Pelicans just could not keep up with the shooting output of Memphis. They shot the ball really well in this game. Take a look at the stats. Pelicans were led by J.J. Redick, 22 points. He shot 6 for 9 from three-point line, so good to see that. Jrue Holiday put 20 points up of his own. Zion Williamson with a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds. A couple of other contributors. Michael Porter Jr. only had 5 points in his Pelicans debut. Did have 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Hope he can get a little bit better of a contribution. Starting point guard Lonzo had 2 points. Wow, it's very depressing. Grizzlies had nobody reach 20 points, but they did have Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Josh Jackson all put up 18. Very good to see Jaren Jackson put up 18 despite 5 fouls, so it was a very solid game for him. A couple of other players, Valanciunas, we mentioned double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds. Grayson Allen only had 2 points in this game after starting his last outing against us. So I guess it was a very good switch here for the Grizzlies. This is a very talented Grizzlies lineup. They're just in a similar position of us where they are rebuilding. But that's actually going to be the end of this episode. I'm not going to simulate any games. I will show that Rockets box score in the next episode, which is the January recap. But that'll do it for this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave that like and subscribe down below for more New Orleans Pelicans content on the channel. I've been your host, Mr. Rob, and class is dismissed. You'll have a great one.